Hello, welcome to Movie a Day with Matt Riggs. That sounds pretty good. I've decided, because I'm currently laid off from my job, that I'm going to watch a movie a day for the entire month of February. Now I know how these YouTube videos work. Now I'm over here talking about stuff. Now I'm over here talking about stuff. Now I'm over here. Now I'm over here. All right, we get it. So, the first movie that I decided to watch is Kill Bill Volume 2. You might think, why not watch Kill Bill Volume 1? Well, because you don't know what's going on in my life. I watched Kill Bill Volume 1 the other day in January, which of course will not count for February. I saw like the last half of it, and I thought, man, I'd like to watch Kill Bill Volume 2, and gosh darn it, if it wasn't coming up next on Starz Encore, which I didn't know that Starz had bought Encore. Apparently they did. So it was late at night. It was going into the midnight hour. And I was like, I'm not staying up 2 hours to watch this whole movie. So I taped it on my DVR and finally got to watching it today. Now, I've seen the movie before. I originally saw it in the theater with my friends Chad and maybe Big John in Indianapolis. Enjoyed it then. I remember I did not see the first Kill Bill until it was out on DVD. My brother, Mike, had owned it. I only have one brother, so I don't need to clarify. But he had owned it, and I watched it, and I enjoyed it a good deal. And then I was excited to see Kill Bill Volume 2 in the theater. I enjoyed it then. And I enjoyed it now, although I think the older I get, the more I see flaws with things, or I find Uma Thurman's character a little verbose when she doesn't need to be, but that could just be Quentin Tarantino's writing, which is great. That whole story at the end, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, where he talks about how Clark Kent is Superman's version of people. I thought that was pretty neat. I hadn't thought about that, even though I'd seen the movie before. I was still freaked out by the scene where she's buried alive, because that is a fear of mine. Now, I realize putting it out there that that's a fear of mine is probably a bad idea, because if someone wants to scare me, they can just do that. So please don't do that. Yeah, I enjoyed Michael Madsen. It was an all around enjoyable time. One of the reasons why I'm trying to do this movie a day for the month of February, is I feel like my attention span has gotten very short. I watch a lot of YouTube videos that are about 3 minutes long, which this one's getting in there. And I just feel like I can't sit down and watch a movie, so I'm going to try my best to do that for this month. So if you want to suggest a movie, feel free to do it down below. If not, I've got a few on my DVR that I've not seen, so I'm just going to do that, and I'll tell you about them. You can always follow me on Twitter at Matt Riggs, hashtag movie a day. Probably has already happened. Hashtag Riggs, y'all! All right, well, if I don't see you, please do me a favor and enjoy the rest of your life.